finding ourselves in relationships and situationships whereby it's very one-sided. Only one person feels have this enormous emotion. Oh, I feel this for this person. Oh, I think this person is this. I want to see this person. I want to talk to this person. And the other person, on the other hand, doesn't even consider or think about this person half as much as the other person do. I have gist. Hello, can you hear me? Mic check, mic check. I have gist, but how can I say it? Anyways, when I was younger, when I was in school, I was involved in a relationship like that. Yes, so me myself, me, nonchalant, me. I was very obsessed with a friend back then. Her name was Wumi. Yes, I think it's Olaore Wumi. Yeah, Wumi was her name. When I saw Wumi that first time, she looked like a very cute cat, like cute angel, just sounded very nice, and she had this wonderful smile. And at first it wasn't anything deep, but at some point it began to look like there was something in it. But me and we were only just seeing and talking. Whenever we met, we just spoke well. Then at some point I began to fantasize, like go find my head, because now some girls are just nice. They're just polite. They exchange numbers. She responds to chats. You see how you greet in school. She responds back. You see the smile and you think the smile is special. Not realizing that some people just give out good smiles because they can, not because they are trying to lead you on. So I had this imaginary relationship with her back then. And even though while I had this obsession with her, I was still talking to other people. Like I was in other relationships with other people, but I had this very unhealthy one-sided relationship with her, and I fantasized about it. I had hopes for it until one day God set me free. How did I get set free? I got set free one day when me and her planned to meet up. And when I eventually turned up, that was, I can't remember the year, it should be about 2017 or 2018 or 2016, one of those years. It was December, we had fuel scarcity. I struggle, maneuver for scarcity to go and see someone, only for her never to show up that day. I gave over how many missed calls, and every time she picked, she had an excuse and complained, and it looked as if I was disturbing her. That night, I think the thing died in me, like that. I just had to come to that realization that if people actually see you a particular way, they would relate with you in that particular way, and you would never be in doubt. So it pains me that night. Like I didn't have a good night's sleep that night. Even the next morning, my morning was horrible. I kept on thinking about the whole thing until I was able to see beyond my imagination, like that yes, this girl is nice, you guys are friends, but there is nothing deep. She's not looking at you and looking at you as potential partner, or she's not looking at you and looking at you like I'll marry this person, or she's not looking at you and saying I'm hoping for a chance to come for me and this guy. No, she wasn't seeing me in that way. She was basically saying like, this is a friendly, cool person. Okay, let's vibe. But me on the other hand, I had kind of gone find my imagination, right? So this year, it happened that I experienced something, but this was between other people, not me being involved. And it reminded me of, hey, Chuka, you've been there. And I knew what I had to go through to get out of there. I had to experience the kind of pain that opened my eyes. So this is my own story. I just try to summarize everything because of time, and I don't want to go into too many details. But it was something like that. So for today's question, to my listeners and to the people that find time to listen to this, have you ever found yourself in such kind of relationship? Maybe you are the one who has the obsession for someone, or someone has that kind of unhealthy obsession for you. Yeah, that reminds me, there's someone presently that have that kind of obsession for me. And most times I just tell myself I have zero interest in taking advantage of anybody. Because yes, when someone likes us to an extent, there's always that tendency to want to exploit their kindness. But I've just learned that such thing can never be a relationship. A relationship can never really, a good relationship is not one where someone is obsessed or overly in love with the other person. The two of them have to meet somewhere, and it has to be a understanding. Like, they have to have that understanding. I'm eager to hear your story. And what do you think people should do when they find themselves in this situation? The comment box will be open. If you want to reach out to me on WhatsApp, send in DMs and everything, it's also going to be open. Thank you for listening.